All right. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call tonight. We have 4 members present. One is in Augusta. First item on to consider approving the minutes held from June 11th.
I make a motion, we approve those minutes and sign the warrant.
Motion is made, seconded by Dave. All in favor? Thank you. Next item up is signing the sewer budget final vote. Any
So,
questions, any thoughts?
yeah, we've gone over this twice now. We've seen it. We had a public hearing on it. We talked about the rate increase needed. Nothing's changed since we last spoke. It's a balanced budget. We're proposing $624,674 in expenses and the same amount in revenues received. About a 13% increase for ratepayers.
I'd make a motion, we approve the sewer budget.
Motion made to approve the sewer budget. Do I have a second? Kelly, second. All in favor? Good.
Thank you.
Should we explain to the audience that 13% equals?
Like $6 a month, so
Like water.
quarter, $6 a quarter, so it sounds like a big increase, but it's really not. Monetary wise, but we put a lot of money into the system last year.
Good. Next item up is license, liquor license renewal for American Legion and for the Oakland.
So the American Legion will be doing theirs online, but they just wanted us to sign off on it, prove it if we could, so they would have that, their records. The Waterloo Country Club did do theirs already online, and we just need a verbal on that, so that I can go online and say, yes, sorry, with our council, that we can bring their license.
I'd make a motion, we approve both the local liquor licenses.
Motion made. Do we have a second? Second by Dave. All in favor of questions?
No issues with any of them.
No issues, Kel? No issues. All in favor?
I have a question. What about the Oak Fest tent? Do they have to do anything special for that?
Yeah, they'll go on and they'll do their catering thing as well online, so they'll have this as well.
Okay.
Do we have something for us to sign tonight?
Yeah, this was the week. Yeah.
Because we won't meet again until after Oak Fest.
Right,
Right.
so
So
that's
I
why,
was thinking,
yeah, that's why we.
And it's the Legion that does all.
The week.
Does it matter where I sign on this? Do I sign on the bottom?
Line 1, be the first.
Like I say, it applies to license for Oakland.
We have a special town meeting to talk about the cameras,
Don't we have a July meeting? Yeah.
not until the 30th.
Oh, so 30th, okay, I didn't remember when.
And then we're the third week of August, then we're back on
Yeah.
track.
And just to be clear, too, when the licenses are done online in the state. So we'll just have to approve them once they download it to us. And get the okay, and then I can just go and see what they're.
while Dana's signing that, next item up is the Lakeview Cemetery discussion about stumps and fence.
Do we want to do the one before that?
Sure, we can do that one, your junkyard application renewal, like, yeah, I don't want to put that.
Okay. Nate?
So this is just, I guess we just had a hearing, nobody showed up for it. This is for the renewal of, it's called AM Motors next to the entrance school, I believe the school used to be an auto dealership there. He, like I said, last time he got approved to have this recycling license. What he does, he buys, sells cars, fixes them up and sells them. But in order to buy a salvaged vehicle, I am told that you need this license. So We never had a problem with him a year ago when he had it, and he just never got sent a letter, so that's why we're doing this now. He will reapply in August. And go through this again, but this is just sort of a special thing. He came to us and asked, and looking into the file, he was never sent a renewal letter. So that's what we're doing.
Motion made in second. All in favor? Thank you. Now we can go to the Lakeview Cemetery.
So, we had talked about stump removal in front of the fence along Belgrade Ave. So AJ went out to bid to see about stump grinding. There's many in the cemetery that could be done as well. The trouble with the stumps outside of along the fence is the fence is in play. And I guess a couple years ago, there was talk about removing the fence, doing some sort of pole and chain so that they could mow and weed whack better. I guess it's old and dilapidating,
Old cast iron fence, I think.
very old cast iron fence. I mean, maybe we could find a different place in the cemetery for it and repaint it and make it all nice and pretty. But along that road, we can't grind those stumps with the fence there. But then they found all kinds of other stumps within the cemetery that could be done. I did give you a copy of the quote. So it looks like they found 25 different stumps, not including the ones we wanted them to do. But not to exceed $5,000 for all of them. And that was a quote from H&T Arborist. There's a little map along the cemetery here. And I guess there was a citizen that didn't want the fence removed in the past. It was near there. But I think if we could relocate it.
I know there was some discussion about it years ago, because there was a lot of dead trees in it then, that was, I think there was fir trees or something like that, evergreens or some type. But they were growing in the fence and they
Yeah.
cut them all down. But they were
When we
mixed.
put the new post and rail fence up, there was some people that complained, they thought it looked too much like a cattle yard. And so they used my postal digger and my tractor to actually dig the holes. And they didn't like it because they thought it looked too much like a cattle yard. I didn't remember here. They wanted more the old rail fence up, but it's hard to weed whack and hard to get around it and clean up. But
I mean, we could maybe temporarily remove the fence, grind the stumps, fill it in, make it nice, and then put that fence back. A lot of work. But
What's the need for the fence?
it's pretty grand looking, you know, it has the view.
Right, it's aesthetic, with
It is.
no necessity, no reason, no regulation that said that.
No, but I think it protects, probably keep wildlife out a little. So it's-
it doesn't matter. They know where the gate opening is. Believe me, I see them in the morning. Food that way, when.
And we have cemetery trust fund money that was set up well before I was born. There's over $200,000 in it. It's for stuff like this, to preserve and take care of. We used about 9,500, I think, last year.
Oh, the cool beach, black rail, and the chain, and I always thought that looked kind of nice, and, you know.
Yes.
But anyway, they took it down. Maybe they get the fence out back something and they'd like to donate it to town.
I can find out.
No, I'm kidding. I thought it was pretty good, like black posts. They were in the ground and they had a chain that went through them and they all evenly looped. And it just always looked good.
So maybe we could take the arch down and clean that up, paint it black.
Right.
So it matches the rest of it, keep that part of it.
Dawn,
Is there any expectation for the people who purchase lots in there. I know the maintenance is part of it, but is there anything else that is written in their agreements when they purchase it as far as having a fence, not having a fence? And do we have does AJ have contact with any of the families? Just to get some input. I think the idea of putting something else in there, if it's gonna be more useful, is good, but it always has to have a few people involved along, so they don't complain.
I don't think there's anything in their agreements that says. Effects. Maybe we can table it.
Can we table that? I'd like to table it and have AJ look into it and check.
And maybe go down, take a ride down, look at the fence, see what we're talking about, everybody get eyes on it. Then we can come back and
Everyone on both 515.
make a decision, yeah, or 8:30.
Go on.
Do we have other bids?
No, we only got one back.
Contact them or local, that's what I think we should do. I think we ought to table it for now and,
See if we
and there's
can
a lot of people in the cemetery now putting flowers and fixing things up. I don't think it's a good time of year to do it in a way.
get, right,
I would wait
do
till
it late fall.
maybe late fall when.
After the
cemetery
cleanup.
Clean up and picking up everything and not as many people there put flowers out and stuff. Because those things are pretty noisy that they grind them with.
So motion was made to table it. Do I get a second?
Yeah.
Second, all in favor of tabling this? To look in and see what other options are. Next item up, it goes back to old business as an ATP municipal 85,000 grant.
So the ATV municipal grant that we applied for, we got $85,000. So 90% of that is $76,000. The ATV club is going to get 20 of that, and then the municipality will get the rest to build the trail from, the state wants us to start with the trail from Pleasant Street to behind the Kwanzaa hut, because they're going to grade the rest of that trail from the bus garage all the way to 10 lots. So that way that will be open. They can get to the other side and get to Norwalk and all that. So I guess I need permission to accept that. 76,000. We're gonna do 10% of in-kind work. So,
Where are they gonna park? Haven't figured it out yet.
well, we're waiting on the railroad. I mean, right now, there's no place to park, but we're not technically a trailhead yet. So the state said if you could do this section with this money, and then we're applying for the Main Trails Bond money. I had a meeting yesterday, I had a meeting today on it. And we're gonna go in conjunction with the Kennebec Valley Trail people over here. They have some great ideas for offshoots of this trail. Some bridge work, bridge replacement, maybe a little picnic area. So that's what the Trails Bond's all about, is doing multiple big things. So we can do our park and ride, and they'll get the trail money, and we'll ask for the full amount, 250,000. And that will take care of all of it.
So this money you're talking about here is mainly to do that piece of the road and by the school. Now, did the school accept the idea of going up their road a ways and then walking off the road down before you get to the bus garage? Is that what the plan is?
Yes, and then where the trees are, it's going to be literally like a 6 to 8 foot trail. Like you can't get a car in there. We're gonna put one of the state P gates at the beginning. So only an ATV can
Out
get through there.
behind the bus garage.
And out behind the bus garage, there will be a P gate to enter onto the trail. And then we're gonna put boulders. Jeff's been stockpiling rocks But we're gonna put a bunch of boulders so that people can't get into the bus garage either. It's gonna be pass through.
Is that fence all down through there by the bus garage? Is there a fence there?
No, that's why we're gonna put boulders. He doesn't want Jersey barriers. So they're ugly, so.
Motion.
Yeah, I'd make a motion to accept that money and, see what we can do about getting started on that trail.
Motion's been made. Do we have a second? Second by Dave. All in favor? Opposed? None. Next item up is Kelly. Any update on, Kevin, sorry.
Is there a date that we're gonna start doing that section?
Probably have to have a meeting. And talk about it, who's gonna do what. I know we're gonna probably rely on. The club a lot to do a lot of the cutting stuff and. You know, our public works could take a day and do the grading and stumping, removal, getting it flat. Yeah, well, I'll set a meeting, probably second week of July.
I was talking with Jeff.
Yeah.
If there's any money left out of the 20,000 that I'm using on this trail, like just have you guys have some. Cut that,
Okay,
they can maybe cut it. You know, mulch it, you know, all done with, not worry about anybody. Crack everything.
okay,
Yeah, that's if I have any left out of 20.
cool. Thank you.
Next item up, Kathy, with your Oak Fest update.
So we had a committee meeting yesterday. The first day of Oak Fest will be July 25th, which is Friday. We're gonna close Main Street down at 2:30. We're gonna have food vendors and Derek and Aaron definitely serve, so come on, that help us do that. Get vendors on, food vendors also on Main Street.
How many vendors?
Right now for that, we have 7. Richard Gander with DJ will have our parade. I should say that I think for the evening is Margaritaville. Jimmy Buffett.
Tribute to Jimmy Buffett.
The American Legion will take care of the beer tent. And I want my MTV band will also be playing that. Then on Saturday.
I couldn't understand what you just said.
The American Legion will be doing the deer tent, and they have the I Want My MTV band playing from 8 to 11. We'll close everything down at 11. Because we know we've gotten that extra hour that normally for the noise ordinance. We usually till 10, but we did the extra hour. Nature's with us that night, so. Good on that. Then Saturday, we move over to the school and we do like we normally do. Vendor setup will start at 5:30 in the morning. Our day will run 9 to 3. We have music on our stage. We have food vendors. We have a car cruise show again. And we have crafters and breaking sections. So, and I should say this year that we've chosen for our grand marshal, Monica Charette. So. For Shine On Cats. So she got Mother of the Year. We thought it'd be pretty fitting to have her as Grand Marshal. We will not be doing anything on Sunday. That just didn't take last year. We tried it and people wanted it, but nobody really came out for it. So I think the 2 days is good. And that evening, Saturday evening, the people will be doing their cold wraps with him. So they'll have a barbecue. I think they said yes at the meeting.
4 to 6 is the
Yeah, and then 8:15, they'll do the full ride. And I know we was.
And we gotta talk about the route, because the police have shortened it through, they don't want you going up Summer Street and down High Street. So if we can come out of the middle school, take a left, come down to the intersection, go Water Street, loop up Church Street, back to Oak Street, and then head right on up Oak Street.
So I'll add in
the extra trail that works along right now.
Okay,
Go down the Gagny Road, and then make a high turn on the back. up.
So they'll be ending we did.
Do you have anything you want to
not to that. But I do have,
add? Go ahead.
we process liens, tax 2024 tax liens on Monday. 165 accounts. $154,799 is what was liened. So just wanted to let you know those have gone.
Hot dog and tail, nobody.
I was seeing that and everything, I mean, you can go assistance.
Sewer bills, sewer
Yeah.
bills aren't being paid either.
Yeah.
Still people struggling.
Unfortunately, yes.
Anything else?
We are closing at 3 o'clock on Monday, as of June 30th. You guys had approved that for year-end duties, so we're gonna start publicizing that tomorrow.
Kelly, do you have anything?
Yeah, I'm just curious, with all this going on in the world, what are we doing to keep ourselves safe during meetings?
I haven't thought about that. I mean, if I know like I've trespassed people and I know they've come to talk to the council and I've been nervous, I've asked a police officer to be there. You know, I know Nate sometimes carries, so he's,
I'm just curious, if we have a plan or anything, I mean. I don't know, I thought it was well liked, but apparently I'm not, and I get rats outside my house and everything. And people driving by, yeah. But, gotcha. And then I took it one step further in my brain and I thought, when I sit at a council meeting, I'm either closest to the door, directly across from the freaking door. That doesn't make me feel real good. I mean,
If you could scoop right into that corner, Kelly.
yeah.
we're on wheels here, so.
And I know you can't keep people out, but do we have a plan? Do we have any plan? You know, what am I supposed to do? Does anybody know? Does anybody care? Am I the only one?
Never come up. Yeah, sure.
I'm just, I mean, the world is going to fall in a handbasket.
It's changing.
We have people in town that are not happy about a million things. I mean, it may not even be us, but they're not happy. And bills aren't getting paid and, you know, and things, and I don't know, maybe I'm a doomsdayer or something, but when I started getting people yelling at me at my house, I thought, okay, I need to think about this.
Welcome to the world of politics.
I mean, it's not like I didn't expect it, but I assumed, I have to honestly tell you, I assumed when I took this position, there was a manual.
No,
There is no manual.
There is.
There is no instruction. Nobody has offered me any guidance. And when I worry about what's gonna happen with my life, I wanna know if there's a plan.
I mean, I can talk with Rick and see if they could make a presence if they're available on nights of council meetings. Because usually they'll just come over and sit in the back. A lot of times.
We've had them here before when there was gonna be something controversial and it's being discussed, so.
Yeah.
I mean, no big deal, but. Have an offer, yeah.
I don't want to call an officer in, but if they're available.
Anything else, Ben? David?
I'm all set. I'm all set.
Kelly?
Oh, wait a minute.
Dave?
Dawn?
Just old business. Talking about plans for hopefully things that don't happen in schools have always done.
Can you speak up, please? I'm sorry.
The schools typically have, what do we do if? And it's a pain in the neck and you hate to think about it because it's not very reassuring. But maybe Rick Stubbard we have an idea, maybe some of the other police departments, do similar things. Somewhat related to that, and this could open up some of that, do we have a plan for our latest resident across the street? I've seen emails and Facebooks and pictures of him disposing of sewage out the back door. The Humane Society or our code, our animal control person went over there, and there's an issue with the dog. We now have 2 truckloads of stuff dumped at the back of what used to be the store. We've just been trying to clean up, as our code enforcement officer, other places in town that have similar sites. Do we have anything in thoughts about how to handle that situation? You've got this.
Nate, you want to give them an update what you have done so far?
Yeah, so I've also got
The
the.
first time doing it.
I know,
This time, we're all getting phone calls on it.
I get emails, phone calls.
So, and I guess that's, what can we do?
So I would say about 20% of my phone calls are about Tuffy Cricket, about that property it's for there on the corner. So I've gone over and spoken with the man. I sent them letters, they're warning or not notice violation warnings, I mean, letters, but they're notice violation warnings. On this, I actually spoke to him today, he received my letters today. It's a hot day and I think he was a little hot under his collar as well, so. Pretty much, he said that he is gonna clean it up. But he's gonna do it on his time. So, if we've ever dealt with the gentleman who owns that, I would say that he goes quite against the grain. But I have been working with him, he is gonna supposedly gonna clean it up, the police department's been there, rescue's been there, animal control's been there. So, next step is to serve him with a notice of violation of property maintenance notice of violation.
As somebody thinks about.
Not sure, the dog was there today. Yeah, the dog like lives underneath the log cabin, I guess. But yes, I did mention today, I go, well, I went over and talked to you last week and you said you were gonna clean it up and you brought more stuff there. And he said that, you know, he talks in circles, what he does. So we'll see what happens at the end of this week. Go from there. I mean, I have hundreds of emails and phone calls and I deal with this all day as well. You know,
Technically, right
just when we get a few properties cleaned up, something else happens. I mean, it's the rotating wheel, but I wish that it wasn't right in front of Oakland.
And, you know, we talked about the RVs not having sewage disposal.
Oh, yeah.
And that we should have an ordinance that we do so. He does.
Yeah.
So we're just compounding all the things we've been working on with one person.
I've noticed that he did drain his bait tanks out, and into the street. I did go over there and talk to him about that and tell him that that's probably not the best idea, because it does smell pretty bad. Because all this bait died. But he was dumping his bait tanks out, so I did ask him to revert that, not to put it into the street, to make it go through like that grassy area out back. He ran all those out there. But,
Yes,
I mean,
here's Carmen and Leo. Oh,
I'll take any suggestions. If anyone has a suggestion on how to handle this, I will take any suggestion there is.
Freaking and lots.
Well, he is dumping this sewage in the backyard.
We have pictures, proof.
That's the first of my knowledge. So if you do have those pictures, I mean, I think that the code guy should have those pictures.
Yeah,
They were online. They were, you know, on Facebook. I mean, picture of him.
I don't know, maybe something.
But I'm with you on that, Don.
And I know from a personal standpoint, the flower people are start considering what they should think.
Yeah.
Because why make this beautiful when you've got
Do you have a suggestion?
anything we can do? Right. If we have to serve them with papers, if we have to have a police monitor and his daughter, I don't know what she's probably. But I guess he's a perfect example of what we need to go.
Unfortunately, it wasn't an issue when he was living up on Oak Street as much as it is now. So if he was doing the same thing up at his residence on Oak Street, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It's just where it is. So you can't treat the individual, not that I'm saying defending it, but you can't treat the individual differently because he is in the sight of everybody versus being on a side street. Where I questioned the junkyard permit last time unless he picked stuff up. That went nowhere.
He didn't actually did. He was talking about that today as well when he, on the phone with me. It was quite a long phone conversation, just because his state of mind just kind of would veer off into different avenues. But I did ask him about that, and he's getting rid of the tires. He said something about that he gave the property or the house or something to his daughter, I guess I thought. It was very, very hard to understand and follow the conversation, just because it was.
He's quite mad at the town. I went and talked to him on Sunday, because I had 4 phone calls on Sunday. I went over to him. I've always talked to him, never had a problem with him, but right now, he's flipping you the middle bird.
Yeah.
He really is, because he's got no loss. They can't take him to jail. The jail won't take him. They will not receive him because he has chemo or some medical stuff that they're doing. He knows that. He knows that. He's pushing every button and he's having fun with it. And the more we poke him, the more he's gonna push back and the best thing we can do is have one person, a couple people go over, talk to him once in a while. I asked him the other day, I said, I got grapples on my tractor. I'll bring my trailer in. I can grab this stuff and put it and throw it away. I'll take care of what I want. I said, no, I'm just offering Tuffy. I know you're not feeling well. I know you're not doing well. What can I do to help you? You know, because if you poke him, Jay, you've been friends with him for a long time. If you poke him, he's gonna fight back, and hence the name Tuffy. So, and I'm not being mean. I'm just saying that he knows he's dying, and right now he's flipping the town of Oakland, the middle bird. So, with that being said, you said motion to adjourn,
Motion for adjourn.
Dave,
I'm all set.
Dana? I'm all set. Second motion.
Thank
All,
you.
all these, thank you, and good night.
Reminder, tomorrow at 6:30.
Yep.
Police station.
Yep.
For the budget advisory and council vote on the
Yep.
mic, on the cameras.
Here you go. Kathy, I got that for
We're
you.
gonna be coming in hot from a KRDA meeting. First part, so.
6:30 is that?
Caffrey's still on.
Yeah.
Like the warrant for the project.